guys. Hey, welcome. Welcome back to the Sports Plus Life podcast. This is actually episode number 80. I think I said last episode was episode 80, but it's actually episode number 79. I was all discombobulated. Didn't know my left from right. But I'm back to normal, back on schedule, back on the correct number of episodes, and just back in my bush. You know what I'm saying? It was a good weekend of sports. Feeling good. Left the doctors. Everything's okay. They like the way I'm looking. I like the way I'm looking. I like the way I'm feeling. So everything is good and gravy. This weekend was one of those amazing sports weekends where you had MMA, boxing, NFL, Premier League, college football. And soon you're going to have basketball mixed in here in about, 2 weeks? Yep, exactly. 2 weeks to 20 seconds when the season will start. Wow, 2 weeks. Almost 2 weeks away from Christmas. About 3 weeks away from the end of 2020. Thank 7 blessings. Thank the gods, whatever gods you preach to, all the 7 gods, or what they say, the 7. Is it the 7 gods in Game of Thrones? I can't remember. Old and the new. If you guys are Game of Thrones nerds, you know what I'm talking about. But it was a great weekend, man. I have been pulling double duty, helping out the boys at the Most Underrated podcast. So I haven't been away, but I've been somewhere else. It's fun getting a new perspective, the way other people do it, and just doing this and that. So go give them a follow, go check them out. Most Underrated podcast. Which, by the way, I'm just gonna throw anyone under the bus. But if you go to YouTube, check out the Most Underrated podcast, or go to Thompson Franchise, and then actually go to Thompson Franchise, you'll look in there, and you'll see that I have the highest rated show, the highest views of on there. It's the highest views of their show in like the last 2 months. Is it coincidence? I don't know. Probably is it. Probably is just a coincidence, or it's just me. You know what I'm saying? It's probably just me. Anyways, enough about me. I thoroughly enjoyed this weekend, especially because we had boxing. Now, not to mention boxing, but we had a high-level boxing match. Well, I'll get to here in a second. But I want to talk about the NFL, because the NFL had a mixture of everything. I mean, there was beatdowns, there was upsets, there was close calls, there was amazing individual performances. And there was a lot of goal. There was no more undefeated teams. I want to start with my guy, number 6, Baker Mayfield, just dropping dimes, having a career day. Let me pull up his numbers here for you guys, because I know you guys haters. You guys, oh, Edgar, you're a Baker. I know I'm a Baker guy. Fuck out of here. Actually, I think Ryan Tannehill probably threw more, to be honest with you. But Baker Mayfield went 25 of 33. Amazing. 334 yards passing. 4 touchdowns. Wasn't sacked once. That's a tribute to the offensive line and Baker Mayfield's athleticism. The dude's an athlete. I would know. I've seen number 6. I know what he's capable of. And now everyone knows what he's capable of. And mind you, they are doing this without OBJ. OBJ out for the season, tore an ACL. Landry's pulling his weight. Who else? Who else did he throw to? Nick Chubb is back. Nick Chubb's freaking sick. You guys seen that guy run? You'll never know he was injured. Kareem Hunt has taken a back door to Nick Chubb, but it's all gravy because it's the team thing. And Kareem Hunt can fill in and do his damn thing when he needs to. We see him do it. Who else? Rashard Higgins. CSU Rashard Higgins? That's right? Am I correct? Let's take a look here. Yep. Rashard Higgins. Just down the road over here. I-25. Jarvis Landry. Peoples-Jones had that deep time. Austin Hooper. Yeah, Austin Hooper really didn't do shit. But yeah, You get the picture. Even Baker caught his own pass. Just kidding. I think he got it from Jarvis Landry, and there's a penalty on there. But I couldn't stop watching this game. And I can't believe what they did to Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry, let me see rushing here. Didn't have a rushing touchdown at all. I don't think he had a touchdown at all. He had 1 catch for 9 yards, 15 carries for 60 yards. And Derrick Henry is one of those guys on my list of MVPs. And I don't know what happened. They just stifled him. And the score doesn't indicate how dominant the Browns were. Because it's kind of a tale of two halves, actually. Because if you look at it, it was 38-7 at halftime. But then the second half ended up being 28-3 for the Titans. And I think those last 2 touchdowns were kind of trash can touchdowns. But, I mean, I don't think the score indicates how bad they got beat up. I just don't. Because I was sitting there watching. I was like, I can't believe what I'm watching. But Tannehill turned the ball over. Had a pick. The defense recovered 2 fumbles for the Browns. So, let me see here. Hold on. No, wait. A.J. Brown fumbled the ball twice. Lost one. Derrick Henry fumbled. And Cameron Batson fumbled. Total of 4 fumbles, but they lost 2 of them. Yeah. It was bad. It's one of those days when you want to be all alone in Nashville. You want to be all alone in Nashville. That was amazing. And this kind of goes to show that maybe they didn't need OBJ to start out with. Then maybe, and I said this before, maybe it's, I don't want to say a toxic thing, like a toxic situation, but I mean, you sit there, you get a frustrated wide receiver who always wants the ball, which any receiver wants the ball. But, I mean, you could tell they were forcing the ball to OBJ a lot. And now they're able to spread it out. Even an offensive lineman caught a pass this week. A touchdown pass, to be honest with you. I mean, it was great. They opened the playbook. They did a great job. And now, who knows what's going to happen down the stretch? 4 games left, I believe? 4 games left. They played the Steelers in the last one, which we'll get to the Steelers here pretty soon. You never know what'll happen. Ravens play tonight. As of right now, the Browns are in the wild card. They're in the mix. I mean, a very, very tough division. Outside of the obviously the Bengals aren't really that competitive right now, especially without Joey B. With Joey B going out. That's kind of up in the air now. But it was amazing, man. It was cool to watch. I mean, I'm a Baker guy. I'm a Baker guy. I loved watching that. Dropping dimes. Deal for dimes. Put the unicorn, put the rainbow on those dimes, the rainbow tracer on those things, and pop, the Peoples Jones. And just watch the beauty of it, man. It was great. It was great to watch. I tried to watch it. So I follow along with the Red Zone channel. And there's a lot going on. And I wasn't even paying attention because I was watching the Browns game too. And I was cooking and doing other stuff. But you want to talk about lucky team this weekend. The Raiders are a lucky team. The Raiders are a lucky team. I can't believe what I saw. They blitzed the Raiders with they were up on the Raiders. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't have to tell you what happened. Raiders won on a last-second touchdown. My Derek Carr to, I don't remember who it was, blown coverage. It was just bad. The kid got smoked. I don't even remember who it was. Just got smoked on a double move. And, but they blitzed him. I don't get why you blitzed him. And ultimately, that cost Greg Williams his job, the defensive coordinator for the Jets. Next day, was fired. Rightfully so. That was so stupid. Could have gotten your first win, maybe your only win of the whole year. And it would have brought me satisfaction to see the Raiders go down to the Jets. But I don't get it. There's some things I don't get. How Adam Gase still has a job, I have no idea. I don't get it. I don't get 2020. I don't get the Jets. I don't give a shit about the Jets, but I just don't get it. How does he keep his job after all this, man? After a couple, like 3 write-ups, a lot of people just, I mean, what is it like? So every 3 offenses, you get a write-up. They're 11-0. Get out of here. Get it out of here. Save face. Look like a tough team for once. Look like a tough organization for once. Get rid of these idiots. Right now. Let him go enjoy Christmas with his family. Just give him that dignity. Give yourself that dignity. I don't get it. Anyways, the Raiders got lucky. Blah, 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 blah. They're not even that good. Rams and Cardinals banged it out. I didn't watch that one. Upset City, Giants over the Seahawks. You kind of started seeing that early in that game. They turned the ball over. Let me pull up the box score here so I could take a look. Russell Wilson threw a pick, got sacked 5 times. Are you kidding me? Russell Wilson got sacked 5 times by the Giants? Colt McCoy is starting at quarterback for the Giants. Colt McCoy. I'll never forget Colt McCoy in that Texas-Oklahoma game. Out of bounds. The guy doesn't even touch him, and he just flops 15 yards out of bounds. That's who the Seahawks are losing to. I feel like the Seahawks should have more losses than they do. 8-4 right now. In a very tight race in that division. Now I think the Rams might be on top after the win over the Cardinals, I believe. But that's besides the point. Russ Wilson with a pick and 5 sacks. Not to mention, let's see, they fumbled 3 times, lost 1. Giants didn't fumble at all. Yeah, I don't get it. To where as many tools as the Seahawks have offensively, they're losing. They lost. They're not losing. They lost to the Giants. And I think I don't even know who's leading that division either. NFC East. You want to talk about? But I don't. There's a lot of things I don't get, and I shouldn't be questioning anything anymore in 2020. I just accept things for how it is. Accept things for how they are. Yeah, they lost. DK Metcalf had 1 highlight, 1 stiff arm, and let's see here. 5 receptions for 80 yards, no touchdowns. Longest one was 21 yards. I don't know what to say. I don't know. What do I know? Hey, what do I know? I have 9 toes. I don't know shit. But it's part of one of the upsets of the weekend. Colts handled things about the Texans lost because of a fumble, a snap exchange between the center and Deshaun Watson that was bad at the goal. They were at the goal line and fumbled, and that's it. You lose the game. Mistakes like that, man, that sucks. Packers beat down the Eagles. What's new? Aaron Rodgers. The Patriots skunked the Chargers 45-0. Dude. How do you lose 45-0? That's the worst loss of all this year. 45-0. You get skunked. Got a feel for Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert does have someone like Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry, Mike Williams, people to throw to. As good as Austin Eckler has been before, but he's come back off an injury. Doesn't have a good run game. They don't have a good offensive line. The defense sometimes gets depleted. They lose a lot of good people defensively. But damn, 45-0. No need to dwell on that. Bills beat the Niners last night, 34-24. But what I wanted to talk about, we're not going to talk about the Chiefs Broncos. No need to. We need to talk about how Drew Lock was Let me pull up his numbers real quick. I'll talk about him real quick. Let's pull up Drew Lock's numbers. I caught a lot of heat earlier because I posted something and it said, well, Drew Lock this, Drew Lock that. And Drew Lock went 15 to 28, which is almost 50% of his passes. 151 yards throwing. 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. So he did throw for 2 touchdowns. Okay, good job. It's more than in both Tim Patrick. Tim Patrick's played pretty good this year. Big receiver. Has filled in well. No Cortland Sutton. Injuries here and there with, Hamler and then Jared Judy, but now they're healthy. And Tim Patrick kind of filled in as a number 1, number 2 receiver there. And he's done well. So shout out to Tim Patrick. But it's killing me. He's killing me. Those 2 picks. 2 picks. Killing me. The one at the end there to seal the game. Just missing his targets. Obviously, 50%. About 50%, what is that? 60, maybe 60%, 70, 60, 65%. But he's missing his targets. And I don't know what's happened. I don't know what it is. But I also don't like the play calling that Shermer is giving this kid. We have to tailor our offense to this kid, to these players. We have fast receivers, good receivers. We just can't get him the target. And yeah, we want to go deep. We want to give him confidence, but we have to. There has to be a buildup. There has to be a good, an equal, what is it like kind of an equal level playing calling. I can't remember. I don't know the words. I'm trying to figure it out, but I don't have enough time to figure it out right now. And I don't know. There has to be a balance. The play call, right? Running games, passing games. Maybe we need to run RPOs, run pass offense. Maybe we have to. Is it run pass offense? Is that what RPO means? Option. Run pass option. Is that what it is? Run pass option. RPOs. And I don't know. I think we have to change the way we play. I don't think we're going to do it with Shermer. A little bit of old school. We have good running backs, too. Is it the quarterback? Is the play call? It's a little of both, I think. There really wasn't a groove either for Drew Lock because he got hurt for a few games. So maybe that affected him. Maybe I will give him the benefit of the doubt. But still, something has to change. Chiefs, strong team. The fact that we only held them 22-16 this time around, whereas last time, because it's kind of the same. It was a closer one up until we made, was it pick 6 and like a return that would happen, and just like that, the game flipped and we couldn't return, we couldn't call back. It was a closer game. Why? Because our defense, the Broncos' defense is really good, even without Von Miller. But we can't. There's 3 parts of this game: defense, offense, and special teams. And we got beat up on our offense. Couldn't do much, other than those few touchdowns. But we're just there's like a step away. We're there. We're almost there. Should we draft a quarterback? No, I don't draft a quarterback. We're not good at drafting quarterbacks. I don't know what it is. I would have told them not to get Brock Osweiler. Why would we get Brock Osweiler? You know what I'm saying? I didn't even want Drew Lock. Why did we get Drew Lock? I didn't want him. We have to go. I don't want to say it. Tough decisions need to be made. Who knows where this team will be? This team could even be sold somewhere else. We won't have a football team anymore. Those are the rumors. Those are what's talking about. People are talking. Might sell the team. But either way, tough decisions need to be made. Do we trade Von Miller? Do we get value out of Von Miller? Look at the defense has played without him. Bradley Chubb has filled in very, very well. Do we trade someone like Von Miller? Is that crazy? Like, I mean, I'm happy with the defense, the way they've been playing all year. Now, Justin Simmons, will he return? Shelby Harris played amazing. You know? Those are other questions. Those are other voids we have to fill here coming out next season. Might as well start thinking about next season. Nothing else is going to pop off the rest of the last 4 games. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the offseason. But, yeah, it wasn't good. But what I did want to talk about, and this was just amazing, because I didn't watch the game because it wasn't on TV, and I was cooking. I was doing other stuff. But I watched the highlights. In the Washington football team beat the Pittsburgh Steelers yesterday. That says a lot. It says a lot of stuff because I'm not the only one in this boat. I think the Steelers have been lucky all year. I think they've been lucky. I think they've gotten away. They've put the mask on and just robbed people, these refs, and then everyone started robbing, and I think they've stolen some games. Not to take away from how good that defense is, not to take away from how good the emergence of Claypool is. Chase Claypool, Washington, Connor, all this. I mean, they played well. I mean, I actually stopped watching after they scored the second touchdown. The Steelers scored the second touchdown with ease. It was easy for them to score the touchdown. But what gave me a little glimmer of hope, I think it was right before the touchdown, if I'm not mistaken, but the Washington football team stopped the Pittsburgh Steelers on a 4th and goal. And I was like, holy shit. And not to mention, there was a penalty that gave them new downs. So that was like 6 or 7 downs there that they had at the goal line, and they got stopped. That gave me a little glimmer. I was like, okay, like there's something here. And ultimately, they ended up winning the game with Alex Smith as their quarterback. I mean, just what a story that is alone. Alex Smith returning from almost losing his leg, having 17 surgeries, screws all up in his leg, getting the okay to return to football. Probably wasn't expecting to play, but with injuries to Kyle Allen, and then Dwayne Haskins playing like trash, in comes Alex Smith. And he showed he's a veteran of the game. He keeps his composure. No picks yesterday. 31 of 46, 295 yards, almost 300 yards passing, and a touchdown. No picks, 3 sacks. Ben Roethlisberger, 305 yards passing, 33 of 53, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. But sacked 0 times. How's that guy's lumbering around? Like, I just don't get how he gets away from these sacks. I'm sitting there watching this big dope just running around with his double chins, and he's like, I'm like, what's going on? How is he doing this? But he's doing it. But Alex Smith, what a story it is in himself. But I'm going to talk about Alex Smith more. They lost Antonio Gibson, their best running back, and Peyton Barber came in. McKissick, they've all filled in. They didn't do a good job. It was all in the passing and their defense. It was just gall, man. I don't know what it is. It was a grinder. You know, they had to dig it out from somewhere, and they did it, man. Washington football team did it. Which, by the way, let me see here because it'll show me. Let me click here. It'll show me where they stand right now. Yeah, the Giants are on top of that league right now. On top of that division right now. Crazy to think. No Saquon Barkley either. But they're on top of that division right now, and they're in the playoffs as of right now with 4 games left. But, yeah, just straight gall. And this team, with everything going on, has been a bright spot for not only football, but for 2020. We talk about Alex Smith. Alex Smith almost losing his leg, 17 surgeries later. and getting the okay to come back and play. It's just amazing in its own. And it takes a different person to do that. Different person mentally, physically, to do that. Knowing that you can break your leg again. Knowing that something bad can happen. You've seen it happen firsthand. And he comes back. He's playing top level football again. What is he, 2-2? I believe. If he's since his return. 2-2, I believe. I have no idea. I can't. I don't know. But he is out here winning football games, playing again, and showing that he still can play. And he did it against a tough defense, too. One of the best defenses in the league right now. And that's even without McLaren playing well yesterday, too. So this warms my heart. I love seeing this. It's a great comeback story. The comeback player of the year, hands down. But it gets trumped. It gets trumped by someone like Ron Rivera. Riverboat Ron. He had a hand in change, making sure that this name of the football team, the Redskins, formerly known as the Redskins, gets changed. Gets changed to something else. We need to change. He has a hand in it. He's the coach here. He's a head dog here. He has a hand in it. There comes the football. Not even that, but FedEx and all the other sponsors as well have come in and said, you got to change this team. You got to change the name. It's done. It's old school. It's whatever. We're got to move on. They changed the name, Washington football team. They don't have a full name, but they might keep it again for another year, is what I'm hearing. Washington football team. Ron Rivera gets diagnosed with cancer. And Ron Rivera doesn't cry about it, doesn't sulk about it, doesn't go make a TikTok about it with a sad song behind it and say, "Oh, I'm sorry for me. I'm gonna cry and I'm just gonna cry and you're gonna." No. He ain't playing Justin Bieber in the background. He continues to coach football and receive treatment. In a day where COVID-19 is running rampant, this guy doesn't bat an eye. He just doesn't bat an eye. And he goes, yeah, I'll take this treatment. I'm going to keep coaching football. And on Sundays during football games at halftime, I'm going to receive an IV to receive the treatment in halftime because I got to get to work. I have to work. Like, people aren't built like that anymore. In a day and age where, I've said this before, where people are afraid to wear fucking masks for a half hour in a grocery store while you get your groceries. People are complaining about wearing a mask. This guy's out here coaching football teams, a very high stress job. Coaching football, receiving treatment at halftime during a football game, and then going back out and coaching them. And now, like almost in a playoff position too. I mean, granted, the division's pretty trash, but then they go out there and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, give them their first loss of the year. I mean, people aren't built like Ron Rivera anymore. Super Bowl champion, taking the Panthers to the Super Bowl, turning this team around while battling cancer and COVID-19 lingering around. People aren't built like that anymore. It's amazing. It's just a great story. This with him, Alex Smith, the football team. And it almost brings tears to my eyes thinking about it. I was so happy. I was watching, as you know, I was cooking and I saw. I can't believe they beat him. Then one thing that's in my head right now is him beating cancer, him ringing the bell, and he's just like, "Yeah, let's get back to work." You see his face? He's not. He doesn't like smile. There's a little smile, but he's like, "Yeah, let's get back to work." We can learn from someone like Ron Rivera. I mean, holy shit! Oh, my president didn't win. Oh, this president sucks. Oh, your president sucks. Oh, nee, man, get out. And Ron Rivera's out here coaching football. Cancer. Beating cancer. Trying to coach other men. Trying to make all these kids men. Trying to take lesser known players, Gibson, McLaren, to a promised land. Trying to make men out of these boys. I don't know what to say. Next time you try to make a TikTok being all sad. Next time you sit there and you get a little cold. Think about Ron Rivera. Think what he's done. You can do it. Anyone can do it. I'm just glad Ron Rivera, this is happening right now. So people can see that there's a whole lot worse shit happening to other people. And they're taking it in the chin. They're not letting their setback affect them. They're facing it in the eye. They're facing it in the face. They're facing face to face and just knocking it out the park. We have to do better. In general, everyone. Christmas is coming up. 2020 is almost over. We have to do better. I'm looking at Ron Rivera and I'm like, thank you. Thank you, tough son of a bitch. For giving hope, for giving people something to watch, for sticking up for your values, and for just being you. Thank you. Not much else to say. I mean, seriously, just look at yourself in the mirror. Are you fit to do what Ron Rivera is doing? Then no. Just look yourself in the mirror and then think you can do it. Are you fit? You don't want to get cancer? Get healthy. You can't coach your football team. You can't go to work because of your sniffles. Anyone? No, actually, if you don't have sniffles, don't go to work because it's just what it is nowadays. But just remember, people are battling worse things than you are. People are battling cancer and other stuff like this worse than your little breakup. It's rough. Yeah, I get it. Breakups are rough. But no, there's worse things that can happen to you than a breakup. It's not the end all be all. You'll find another job. You will get back on your feet. You will get another car. You will get your house. There's a worse thing people are battling and taking it on the chin. And you can do it too. Let's keep it rolling, all right? That was great. It was a great job by the Washington football team. Hands up. That's why, if you look up here, I only have tough sons of bitches up here for Ron Rivera. Biggie, Ric Flair, Von Miller, GSP, Anderson Silva, and Leonard. Leonard, the Ninja Turtle. Yeah, you heard that right. Tough sons of bitches up here for Ron Rivera. But yeah, it just was. It was a great weekend of sports. UFC happened. Honestly, I didn't watch a whole lot of UFC. Not that I didn't want to. I was just like, I was excited for this boxing match, and I was like excited for Errol Spence Jr. Versus Danny Garcia, and it went exactly how I knew the fight was gonna go. Errol Spence Jr. just out. There's a different aspect of Errol Spence Jr. that just got Danny Garcia, and Danny Garcia is a hell of a fighter, hell of a boxer. He was a counter boxer. The thing Errol Spence Jr. did was he was landing his shots, getting out, wasn't allowing the counter. He was landing his jab particularly. The jab was unbelievable. Pop, pop. Getting in and out. Pop. Body shots were unbelievable. He was landing a lot of good body shots. I love body shots. Liver shots. He just, incapacitate you. It was beautiful. It was a high-level boxing match. It was great. The sweet science is what they call it. Beautiful science, sweet science, I think is what they call it. I can't remember what they call it. It was a masterclass. It was a high-level boxing. I don't know what else to tell you. It was just high-level boxing. Hard-hitting. Obviously, Danny Garcia got the worst of it. You could tell even by his face. His face is all lumped up a little bit. And Earl Spence Jr. is another good story. Wrecking his Ferrari last year, pretty bad, almost dying, and then coming back a year later and beating one of the top fighters in his division in this boxing round. It was good for Earl Spence Jr. It was a good win for Earl Spence Jr. But what's next? What's next for Errol Spence Jr.? I think the most logical fight would be Bud Crawford, right? I think Bud Crawford is the fight to make. I mean, they're the best of the best, the pound-for-pound fighters right now in that division. Is it welterweight, I believe is what it is? Or lightweight, something like that? I think it's welterweight. No. It doesn't matter. Super welterweight. Something like that. It doesn't, whatever. I think, that's a fight you have to make. As far as Earl Spence Jr. goes, Bud Crawford, I think that's a fight you have to make. You have to make. Who knows how to work out? I think Crawford has one more fight with ESPN, Top Rank, and then he's a free agent after the fact. I'd get away from Top Rank as much as possible. Bob Arum was just a piece of work, isn't he? His old, I would get away. If I'm Crawford and I get a chance to leave, I'm leaving. I just won't do. Bob Arum is just old school, just out of touch. It is what it is, man. You just can't. The time will pass you up. And if I'm Bud Crawford, I don't want to miss these type of opportunities. But Earl Spence Jr. fought very, very well. I'm glad to see him back. And I think it was like the third episode of Sports with Life podcast I talked about his wreck, I believe. Well, I'll look back. We'll take a look. So, but anyways, there was another fight on the card I wanted to talk about. A fighter on the card that I wanted to talk about. What's his name here? Let me see here. It is Fundora. No, what's his name? Oh, here we go. Sebastian the Tower Inferno Fundora. The kid is 6'6" and 154 pounds. Goes out there and starts Habib Ahmed in 1 round. No, 2 rounds. Was it 2 rounds? Let me see what round. I think it was just 1 round. Was it 1 round? I think it was 1 round. Maybe 2 rounds. I think it went in the second round. Where is it at here? Second round TKO. I mean, this kid. How old is he? 22 years old? Let's see, where's it at here? Yeah, 6'5". 6'5" and a half. 153 and a half pounds. 154 pounds. Undefeated. As southpaw at that. I was so surprised I saw him. Because he's fighting southpaw. To be that rangy and throwing that weird left hook. He wasn't a left hook. He was throwing a mean uppercut, too. And they were crisp punches, too. They weren't like what you think a lengthy kid with, long arms. What's his reach? 80-inch reach would throw punches. So clean. It was such a clean boxing match. Ahmed was 27-0-1 coming in this fight. With 18 finishes on his record. And Fundora came out there and just starched him in 2 rounds. Dude, you got to watch out for this kid, man. Watch out for that dude. Charlo brothers, watch out. Canelo, watch out. Good luck trying to fight this kid. You got to just look out for the kid. Just look out for him. I've seen him before. I've seen him box. I think he was fighting on that stupid on one card. The Logan Paul card. Anyways. But speaking of Logan Paul. On the heels of just an amazing boxing card. News comes out that Floyd Mayweather will come out and fight Logan Paul in an exhibition in February. Why? Why do I need to watch an exhibition again? Not gonna be any winners. You can't knock each other down. Why do I want to watch an exhibition? Why would I pay money to watch Floyd Mayweather fight again? Let alone watch Floyd Mayweather fight a losing boxer like Logan Paul. If I'm not mistaken, I think Logan Paul hasn't won a fight. I think the first one was a draw, lost to KSI. I think he's 0-1-1? Is that what it is? Why would I watch this? What's the benefit of watching this fight? Someone tell me? I don't want to watch this shit. Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson in this exhibition. Those two still high-level boxers. They fought at the highest level. Why would I want to watch a high-level boxer versus a high-level boxer in Floyd Mayweather and a YouTube star in Logan Paul? What's Logan Paul? I don't get it. It's ruining boxing. Look at this card. This last card I just talked about. You have Fundora. It's going to be a great prospect right now. Earl Spence Jr. Bud Crawford. That's boxing. Not this shit that Floyd Mayweather's shit. Floyd Mayweather, I don't know what he's doing. If it's going to be an exhibition, don't have people pay for this shit. Put it on YouTube or some shit. Get paid. Let me YouTube or whoever hosts the channel, whoever channel hosts this fight, and have them get paid on ad revenue, whatever. But I'm not paying 70, 80, whatever fucking money it is to watch this shit. Why? I'm not gonna watch it. I won't even watch it for free. I'm not. This is just a spit in the face to boxing. Well, spit in the face of people like Earl Spence Jr. and Bud Crawford, who put a lifetime's work into what they're doing. To have someone like Logan Paul to come in and steal their shine. And for people to say it's good for boxing, it's not good for boxing. This isn't good for boxing. Because if you ask people in like 3 months who Bodu Jack is, to anyone that knows Jake Paul, they're going to be like, who's that? Oh, he fought on the same card as Jake Paul did. Oh, I don't remember that. Go ask people who Devin Haney is. Devin Haney fought in that last KSI Logan Paul fight. And by the way, Devin Haney, trash. Billy Joe Saunders fought in that one too. It wasn't a great outing for Devin Haney. And I don't think still a lot of people don't remember who Devin Haney is. Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders, Devin Haney's impressions went up. If impressions mean like people looked at you like Google, whatever, try to look up who you are. Devin Haney, and they went up that week, but where have they been since then? You know? I don't think it's good for boxing, is what it is. People are trying to make their money elsewhere. But if these guys want to do the shit right, these guys want to take this shit seriously, you get an undercard fight, all right? You make an impact that way. Get a 4-rounder against someone from Kronk Gym, Wildcard Gym, Robert Garcia Boxing. Shit, even Winkeljohn boxing. I'm sure there's boxers in there that put hands on you. It's MMA gym too. Do it right. If you want to do it right. Because Jake Paul isn't going to be a top-level fighter fighting Nate Robinson and another YouTube star. Logan Paul will not be a top-level fighter fighting another YouTube star and just getting paid and just going through the motions with Mayweather. And if this motherfucker goes through a fight and says, well, I lasted longer than McGregor, I'm slapping the fuck out of him myself in an exhibition match. It's just bad. It's a shit. I don't want to see it. I'm not going to watch it. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to watch this shit. That's enough of it. That's all I'm going to talk about. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to talk about that stupid shit. I don't want to watch it. Last thing I want to go through. NBA season coming up. And there's something I saw. I didn't read it. But the title read, will a shortened season or a shortened rest period help or hurt the season? The fact that this question is being thrown around with top level athletes just blows my mind. It just blows my mind, especially when just not that long ago, I'm talking about someone like Ron Rivera, who's facing cancer, facing a football team with COVID lingering around, high stressful job, is out here coaching, receiving treatment in the middle of football games. I'm not buying that shit. If you sit there and say, well, I need rest, I'm a high level athlete, I need to rest this, I think we had enough rest. The last game was 2 months ago? Maybe 3 months ago? Was it? I believe maybe 2 months ago almost. I don't know, maybe a month and a half, 6-7 weeks. What do you? I get if you're injured, yeah, I get it. But if you're just tired, give me a fucking break. You're just tired. What do I know? I have 9 toes. What do I know? But if you're look at soccer players. They'll play like today, Champions League. When I get off here, I'm going to watch Champions League. Barcelona versus Juventus. They play a game on the weekend, play a game during the week, and then play another game. But then they have 3 games in 7 days, running 6-7 miles a game. Getting physical, getting bumped off the ball, getting cleats to the grill, diving all over the place. I'm talking about goalkeepers diving. 3 games. Then in between games, not to mention in between the season, some have to go play for the country. There's country duties they were going to fulfill. And not to mention that, they have other domestic tournaments in the middle of their own season they have to play. Breaks? And then they have summer tournaments. A season will go from September all the way to May, and then get a few weeks off, go back at it in June. Like next summer, the Euros, which is supposed to be this summer. Next summer, the Euros are popping off. European players are going to represent their country there in a tournament that's a month long. And they have to go back into training for their club. And we're worried about just one season in a bubble, doing what you love to do. Come on, man. I'm sick of it. That's why you don't see any basketball players up here. Only tough sons of bitches. Biggie, Ric Flair, Von Miller, GSP, Anderson Silva, Leonardo. And I'll even throw in Scott Hall, Jose Aldo. Don't make fun of Jose Aldo. And if you want me, I'll pull Credible Hulk out of here. I got Turk from Scrubs. Come on, man. Just give me a break. Give me a break. And some of those, if anyone needs a rest, fine. Lakers, cool. I'll give you that. Actually, no. I won't give you the Lakers that. The Lakers spent the whole time cheering the whole time, getting bailed out by the referees. Miami Heat, yeah, sure, Miami Heat maybe. They had to get physical. They had to do this. They had to fight a lot of 7-game series. Yeah, whatever. I'm done. I'm done with that. Done with the podcast today. I'm ending on that. I didn't want to get riled up before the Champions League. Manchester United need to win today or get a point, make a draw to advance. If they don't, I'm losing my shit. But that's it, man. That's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you guys listening to me rant. I had to get that shit off my chest, dog, for real. On everything. On everything, dog. That's what people say when they're like, on everything. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I'm out. Follow me, Sports Was Life Podcast episode. Sports Was Life Sports Was Life Instagram and Twitter. Sports Was Life Instagram and Twitter. YouTube.com/Sports Was Life. MRAKACO. Instagram and Twitter. That's it. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I love you guys. Stay up. Take care of each other. And I will see you guys in the next one, episode number 81, the real Tim Brown episode of the Sports Was Life Podcast. All right?